Okay, now we are going to see about the facial massage techniques. So the important indications for facial massages like Bell's palsy, facial palsy, and frontal headache, and sometimes sinusitis. These are the important indications for doing facial massage. Now we are going into the techniques. Okay, so first and foremost, we have to apply the lubricants. So I will use powders. Actually, powder is safe. So initially you start with gentle touch. Gentle touch, it is for to spread the lubricant also, and then we will do stroking. The first and foremost technique is stroking, and before going to that, your left side hand should be pushed towards, for example, the Bell's palsy, the deviation is towards unaffected side. So what we can do, we just push it towards the right hand side, and then we will start doing stroking. Stroking is just do the 3 strokes, the from the chin to the ears, and then the next thing is from nose to ears, and then the frontal region to the ears. So 3 strokes, and then we will do effleurage. So from the chin to the behind the ears, 1 stroke, and then next thing is from the nose to behind the ears. And then third stroke is from your frontal region to the behind the ears. So you can repeat it for 3 times. If it is a very sensitive skin, just apply, don't apply too much pressure. And then after doing a effleurage, we have to do kneading technique, important technique for increasing the blood supply. So initially you will start with your thumb pad kneading. And then when you come to the cheek area, you can switch it to the finger pad kneading. If you are doing it for relaxation purpose, just do it very slowly, so it gives them the comfort as well as relaxation. If it's the important goal is relaxation, then do it very slowly. And then where we will do it means, then you will switch it to the thumb pad kneading on the chin area. Depending upon the area where you are doing, you can change it. The part to be used can be changed. And then we can use your the fingertip kneading for doing the kneading technique around the nose. And then we will do this way also. The thumb pad kneading can be used around the eyes, or sometimes like your the middle 3 fingers can be used to do around the eyes. And then you can do this way also. And then we can do the fingertip kneading, or the finger pad kneading. Finger pad kneading can be used on the frontal area. For tension headaches, or for this type of stress induced headaches, we can give some kneading on this area, the temporal area, that gives you immense relief. Or we can use the thumb pad kneading also in this area. So one more important area where we can give kneading is 3 important points where your the nerves, the trigeminal nerve as well as your the frontal the facial nerves are emerging. So we can use this area like mental foramen. We can give kneading on these points. You can use you can do it on both sides also, no problem. Kneading. And then here infraorbital foramen, this is like very near adjacent to your nose flares, this area where you can give circular kneading. And then you can give on supraorbital foramen like this point. The kneading can be given in this 3 important points. The same way the vibration can also be given in these areas. So after completing the kneading, you do again one more time effleurage. Each and every technique should be end with effleurage. So maybe you can repeat it 3 times. So next thing is we can do transverse friction. So only area where we can give transverse friction is around the frontalis muscle. So what we can do is use your thumb and then do the to and fro movement, that is the perpendicular to the muscle fibers. So muscle fibers are arranged in this way, means you can do perpendicular to that. So this is the transverse friction, only area where we can give transverse friction and then give effleurage 3 times. And then we will do hacking on, like use your the medial 3 fingers and do the hacking technique. Don't use too much pressure, just it's a very smaller area as well as sensitive area, so don't apply too much pressure. Just the same way we can do tapping also. After doing effleurage, you can do give tapping. Okay, after that ringing and rolling, it's a very smaller area, so we mostly avoid ringing and rolling. If you can do, it's well and good, no issues with that, but it's very difficult to perform ringing and rolling on these muscles. So after completing the effleurage, again we will do we end it with the vibration. So I already told you we can give a vibration on the main 3 areas like mental foramen, where you can give the vibration. So and then we will give it on infraorbital, then we will give it on supraorbital foramen, and then we will give it on behind the ears, like external auditory meters, where we can give the vibration. And then we will end it with effleurage. And then check the area for adverse effects like redness or erythema like this, or allergic reactions, and then we can wind up the patient. Thank you.